guys, welcome to DevOps School. In this video tutorial we are going to learn about Datadog.
But before we begin, let me inform you few things about us. DevOps School is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
Okay, so now, what is synthetic monitoring? So now guys, when you look at the synthetic monitoring, basically what happens, uh, we have a different region, understand that. Different region means, let's say, 20 different most important countries from where you are getting the traffic, where you are getting the end user client, you are accessing your website from that region. So what you did, you set up a 20 different server in these countries, and from there you are hitting the endpoint of your website continuously at on a certain interval. Remember that 20 different locations you are hitting at the endpoint of your website continuously on a fixed interval, and whatever the response time you are getting is being captured at one place, and that is a Datadog. Okay, so synthetic monitoring is a monitoring technique that is done by using an emulation, that means tool or some client, you can use some scripted recording of transaction. Behavioral scripts are created to simulate an action or path that the customer or end user would take on site, application or other software. Okay, so RUM, real user monitoring. So there's one more keyword which we have is RUM. So real user monitoring is passive monitoring technology, where the real user monitorings are like you have a real user. Remember that here the user in synthetic monitoring, user is robot. That means because it's a tool which emulate the environment, right, for the traffic. But here, instead of tool is doing that, that is done by the real user monitoring. Okay, so real user monitoring is a passive monitoring technology that analyze all user interactions with the website or client interacting with the server or cloud based application. Monitoring actual users interaction with a website or an application is important to operators to determine if users are being served quickly and without errors. If not, which part of the business process is failing. So, yep, I think here this this traffic is generated by the tools. This traffic will be generated by real user, and whatever the response time of fetch, you want to monitor it, capture it, you want to analyze it, and get it through. Are you understanding, all of you? What is the difference between the real and synthetic monitoring and real monitoring?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah. So,
Rajesh, I have a question
uh,
for synthetic monitoring. Like
hmm.
you said, right? Robot is monitoring, and I mean, robot is keep on probing the website.
Hmm.
So, in case if the website is down,
Hmm.
so it is automatically going to resolve the issue, or is it going to be
No, no.
like just send a notification?
No, it will not resolve because we are setting a observability, right? So here what will happen? It will robot or tool script or he'll hit that on the endpoint. Whatever the response time, it will store, and based on that you can create alerts and some some major actions and all stuff like that, so that you can take care of after that follow.
Okay.
It will not resolve. Okay, so now what are the primary difference between the synthetic monitoring and real user monitoring? So synthetic monitoring is useful when you are testing a new feature before deploying. Okay, so that is something which you can do that. So for example, there is a new feature got introduced and you want to test that how this new feature is behaving from the different regions. You can use a synthetic monitoring. Whereas a real user, you can't say like you do the testing, you do the this one, because the impressions will be not good for them. Again, if you want to monitor some of the endpoints 24 by 7 just to detect outages, then synthetic monitoring is good for that. If you want to test new market and geography, something like you want to know the experience time. Let's say your application is being introduced in the Europe and you want to know how was the experience, response time, and all stuff like that. Then synthetic monitoring is good. Monitoring any third party library, APIs, endpoint, and all continuously, synthetic monitoring is good. But if you want to determine the impact of slowdown or failures on all users, then real user monitoring is important. That means if you are need to know that whether users are, if website is slow, so users are abandoning the purchase or transactions and all. So for that, only real user monitoring is required. Uh, Resolve support issues, synthetic monitoring will help you. If you want to determine the root cause of issue in the application side, then real user monitoring is required. If you want to monitor all traffic and through the real users, then real user monitoring is required. For the SLA, I think SLAs you can set at the synthetic monitoring level also, and real user monitoring also. Transaction performance, both, and API performance, only synthetic monitoring. So these are the high level, these are the differences which we have. There are more things which we have
Rajesh,
in
sorry. What does the results support issues? What does that mean?
resolve support issues means here when we say, uh, let's say you have one endpoint, one website, and immediately it's down or not down, and that metrics you have it available immediately. So some of the issues, some of the incident if is reported earlier, and you can check that whether it's up and running or not, and that way it can resolve the support issue. So if end point is, endpoint is restored, so automatically you can say that whatever the alert it was created, it automatically resolve it. That functionality you have most of the synthetic monitoring platform. Okay, so
Rajesh, I'm sorry. Can you just go to the back? Yeah. So talking about this determine root cause of issues in applications. Since this bot would be collecting the data continuously, why can't that be done with synthetic monitoring?
So here, see here, for synthetic monitoring is nothing but a network hit. So there's an IP address on DNS name and port number, and you hit to that address, and then you see that what the response, and based on that you can do that. So
Okay,
for
so it will
this,
not check the latency of network, right? It will not
yes,
check an
yeah,
application.
yeah. But in the real user monitoring, what we do, we embed some code inside applications front end, and then that code will tell you which is causing the response. So if you want to know the root cause of for it, then real user monitoring is how to insert the code and all. I'll teach you. It's just a JavaScript code which we require to fill that.
Rajesh, out of this Datadog, even the Dynatrace have the synthetic monitoring, right? So
Every tool, for example, starting the Datadog, New Relic, Elastic, Splunk, Dynatrace, App Dynamics, Grafana, everyone have a synthetic monitor.
and apart from that, I just have a question. Even Dynatrace have the feature of monitoring the infra device as well.
Yes, yes, one agent is there, no, for Dynatrace. One agent you can use for everything, in fact. right?
And even it will collect the, I mean, even through Dynatrace, is there any possibility of integration with networking devices as well?
Yes, yes. Yep.
Okay.
See, I'll put it in a simple way. Whatever I showed you in the first discussion, all these tools which we are discussing, they have all monitoring possibilities. The methods and techniques are different. Okay, because that is what they are marketing as a observability platform, monitoring everything at and keeping at one place. So that is what they are marketing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's get started with the synthetic first, and then we'll get started with the RAM. So it's not very difficult things. Let's go with this pop-up first. Okay, so so guys, look at my screen. I'll show you the first synthetic monitoring. So for synthetic monitoring, what should be the endpoint? So guys, it can be literally any endpoint which you can monitor it. Okay, so literally any endpoint. For example, there's an endpoint which use Rajesh. My endpoint is, look at it carefully. This is endpoint. So, but you can use your own website also. So this is my website endpoint, and here I have a text. This one. This is the write text, correct? This is some text in the body part. If I go to source, uh, title, oh, pretty good, 50 huge title. So this is the title. So that was a body text and this was a title. So the plan is very simple. Plan is, this is the endpoint. If you hit to this URL and if you get this test, this is test is passed. Okay, this test is passed. Now if you hit to this URL and anything else you get it, let's say something 16 failed, something like that. Anything else apart out of this you'll have failed. Make sense, guys, all of you?
I did not understand.
uh, I hit the website,
Okay.
and if this text is there in the body
Okay.
response, then test case is passed. This traffic is passed. That means synthetic monitoring is passing this. And if anything else apart from that, if I get it which is not matching with this, then it's failed. Failed means that API, maybe this is running but test case is failed. So this, whether it's up and running or not, it's a one thing. Whether up and running plus some validations, I am trying to show you actually some validation. So just go to this URL, get a 200. That's not so sufficient. The content also should be there as per the my need, actually my validation. Got it, all of you?
Yes, Rajesh.
And this can be basically any response. See, when I hit, mind it, when I hit, and this is the response time. So whatever you have, this is the response. Okay, this source you are able to see because it's a response in a browser. They stored it actually, correct now?
And what are the chances of getting this field since we are hitting the URL, right? We are not getting into the text or anything.
I repeat, when I hit, say me hit the URL will give me what? Response. And
Yes.
response will have all the website content and
Right.
headers and all. So that this is a response. I hit this
No,
guy.
I got your point. What are the chances of having this test failed since we are only hitting the URL, right?
Okay, so this is the test. I mean, this content body part, no? See, I just said this is the body part. This is the body, and this is the title. So each fields, when you generate a response, there is a different content we have in the HTMLs. So that is, just a second, I'll show you the body. See, this body start. So my content should be a part of this content, but this title should be a part of that title. That's HTML content here. Here. Got it? Probably I'll show you the demo, then you will more visualize that. Can I?
Sure.
So datadoghq.com. I log in. Guys, please look at it. I'm not dragging this topic because it's very small. So here you have a synthetic monitoring, and here you have a RAM monitoring. Both I'll show you one by one. So first I'll show you synthetic, then RAM. So let's go for synthetic monitoring. Now if you see that there is one already there, which I created 6 days ago for some different demo. So I'll just delete this. I don't need this. Okay, I need a fresh one. So let's create a test. By the way, here you can have in the reality, in the production, 100 of APIs will be there. Means endpoint will be monitored here, hundreds of which. So when it's a hundreds of which, then you have a filter also, which we'll talk about in some time. Okay. So this is a new test. Now whether you want the new API test, or you want a multi-step API test and new browser test. So you'll say what is the difference. So difference is like a little bit of it. So here what happened, please read this: test your website and API from server location around the world to access availability and uptime. That means Datadog has given you around 20 location if I'm not wrong. So from there you can hit to that your website and see the uptime and availability. But here you can do the same thing with a multiple link. So here instead of doing one by one, you can do with a multiple link. Same thing. So multi-step, one API, multiple API. Now here this is little different from the last two. So here what happens, using this new browser test, you can monitor the business flow. Business flow means some key business URL which is impacting, for example, payment gateway or some simple important things. So here create step-by-step recording of your key business flow to make sure that they are meeting with your performance goal from multiple location around the globe. So now I don't know whether you understood or not. Here it says create step-by-step recording. What is a step-by-step recording? So basically what happens, you guys have used anyone Selenium or sort of it? No? Yes? No. Okay. So what happens, guys? Let's say I'm accessing website. So this is the website. Okay. And what about someone is recording my session? So first thing I access this website. After that I log in. This URL, use username and password, I fill it. And after that I just logged in. Just a second, it's little slow. And after that we create a post, media, pages, user, and blah blah blah. So what about someone is recording this all experiences, all the fields which I'm passing, all the browser and all? What about that? Are you understanding that's recording means? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So now then you'll ask me, Rajesh, what is why we are recording? So that we are recording, so we can replay that recording 100 times. So same thing Selenium is doing. They'll record your browsing session and they can play hundreds of times. So to test everything is as per your last time you did or not. So same thing here also you can do that. So you can using the browser test, you can record all of your browsing session using Datadog Datadog will read all of your actions what you did, and then you can run multiple times again and again. So here remember that I just said first item only. In order to perform the observability, you have to combine your testing efforts also, all the automation testing which you practice to validate your application, you have to combine with this. So that is one of the initiatives. So let's go with the API test, which will give you the starting points. So yes, here done. Now, guys, what are the supports which we have for the synthetic monitoring? So, if endpoint can be HTTP based, SSL based, DNS based, WebSocket based, TCP based, UDP based, ICMP based, and new gRPC. gRPC means anyone? G stand for Google RPC, gRPC. Okay, new RPC has been coded, which is much faster and more effective than earlier. Okay, so guys, what is the URL then we decided? So URL we decided is this one. Okay, now here we have a method which this is a verb. So whether you want to get or post or put or delete, patch, head, what exactly you want it. So basically you can decide get is the one I want to. There is a many advanced options also. That's the reason I would request you to again study little bit of HTTP response request header. So I would request you to spend some time here. These are the request header. Okay, HTTP header. When you hit any website, this is a good image actually. So when you hit any website, in this website is MasAllah, MSALA dot co, something like that. So here there is one website, uh, okay, and here also website. I mean response. Sorry. So here if you see that this is a request. So if you see that everything you have, uh, verb, protocol, version, host, user agent, and all this thing. And here response you have response. This is a text and HTML. So you understand this one, it will help you. Coming back to this here. So here you can have a many options for sending a response, which is a get. So if you have authentication in place for certificate based, HTTP basic authentication, digest, NTLM, AWS signature. So you can use it here. If you can send a query parameter means, how can I tell you? Query parameter means, all of you are doing shopping on Flipkart, right? All of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So here query parameter means these are the parameters. See, this is the API. This is the end user URL. Not, but query is, see, Q for query, mobile. This is one parameter. And O tracker, search. And these are the parameter. Multiple parameters are there. That is how it is done. So this is the Kubeflow query. All this query is mobile, and this is all our filters. Okay, applied. So query is a mobile. So like that, if you want to pass the queries to the applications, then you can use Q and whatever the value. So this is the things. In the request body, you can pass JSON format, something else also, and multiple options are here. Right now, you can tag it. This is a part of environment, which is production or something like that. So name, tag, prod, let's say, and all this thing. You can test this URL. So this URL is already accessible. I can test that here. Just take few seconds. It passed, you see, 200 right side. This is the header, request header. You see that. So one more thing, when you request from the Datadog, the header will have some additional content. So you'll get to know which is from the Datadog agent, synthetic agent. Okay, so that is done. Now this is a step number 2, define a request. This is a step number 1. Now define assertion. So anyone have idea what is assertions means? Anyone? So in testing domain, assertions we call it testing process, validation process. Okay, so because I did the test URL, I did the test URL, so few assertions got added uh, here. I don't need them. I delete this. Okay. Now I'll design my node assertion. So what was the discussion? If that the body part, if it is coming response body part is coming this one, this is passed. If it's not coming, fail. So first I will pass and then fail. So I'll create a new assertion when assertion type body, response code should be in a body or header or response time or status code. Status code like a 200, 300 and all kind of things. So body we decide. So body is means full. No. Body is not, contains, does not contains and also full. Body contains this one. Then it is passed. If not contain this one, this test will fail. So the assertion is basically fail, validation. After that, from where you are trying to hit that. So these are the locations which you have given by Datadog. So these are the locations from that you can hit to this particular URL. But right now I'm not selecting all of which. Okay, only selecting few of which. Now we'll say Rajesh, my location is not there. What we do? So in that case, you have options to add your own locations also. That is called private locations. So that is nothing but running a container. So you can start one machine at certain place from where you want to generate a traffic and start one container which is instruction is given and that locations will come here. So right now there's no locations added and set the frequency 1 minute, let it be. And here you can sorry, here you can generate alerts, define alert condition, retry test how many times, after how many milliseconds in case of failure. So if this content is not found in the response code, then it will go for the failure. An alert is triggered if your test fail for 0 minutes from any 1 to 4 locations. 1 to 4 location means right now I have a 4 locations here and done. So the test is in alert status and notification is sent if any point in time at least one location fail. Now alert should be sent what? So here I am creating is www.rajeshkumar.xyz is not working, something like that. And this is the notification team and this is the message which you can pass it here. This is a message you can pass it here. And as per you, here you can have a markdown like language and variables also you can use it. And then if this monitor stage an alert and and priority defined not defined p1 critical all this thing, set the permission who should modify this alert and create. So now just wait for 1 minute and it will take 3 to 4 minutes to get data populated. Okay, so now go to the synthetic like that. You'll create each and everything one by one. So here there's no data, just wait for some more time and data will come. I have selected the 4 different locations. So let it wait for it few seconds. Meanwhile, any questions, any doubts, any clarification needed?
Create multiple test cases, right? Like this,
Yeah, you can do that.
as per our need, right? Wherever
Yeah.
we want to have this bot hitting on the endpoints. All logs would be storing in one place, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, what for how long? See, what I mean, what is the duration for which we can store the logs? Maybe when 15 days, 20 days, or in year? Is are they chargeable, or how is the situation for it?
Yeah, so all I'm using right now is like a free account, a trial account. But charges are there for everything after 15, 14 days. So yeah, if you want to see the pricing for Datadog, uh, told you that it is per node basis, but for the stays, I mean for the synthetic, basically storage, how much store you do that. So that is this, if you study this one, it will be, you'll get a more better picture. So here this is synthetic monitoring charges, and here, see here, per 10,000 test run per month you are charging 5. Okay, so I need to calculate how many 10, per minute and all this thing you do that. Billing is happening annually. Got it? Yeah, so now I think we should have some data. Let me refresh it. And it's okay. Now it's okay. State means okay. There's no alert. Let's click on it. And now you have to understand this UI part. So here you see that this is the my monitoring and all stuff set. Go down, and these all are dashboard. You see the response time by location. So here I selected only 4, so you cannot get confused. So if you want to, on off anything, you can do so that. Instead of 1 hour, I'll go for 15 minutes. That way the graph will be little better. Network timing, and these are the test runs from the different locations, and its durations and all, it's passing. Now here pass failed, all this thing you can do that. Now I showed you the pass results, and response time, if you see that here, is almost 1.37 second. I think I'm feeling good actually, because earlier last month, it was response time was 4 second actually, worse experience. So that is good actually. Maybe server we have got some improvement. So now what I will do, I'll go and edit this. So can I go, are you comfortable so far? Can I edit now, all of you? Okay, hello, I'm audible?
Yep, you're audible. You go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
Now define assertions, and here I'll do that 16. Okay. So remember that 16 is not on my website. The 16 is not, 15 is there. Okay. See here. This is the 15 and not a 16 in the body part. So I am setting up this one. That means I'm expecting 16, but in reality you have 15, and then save it. Just wait for 1 more minutes, and now within 160 to 90 seconds, this will fail, and one alerts you'll get it for that. If alerts, if again you'll go back and make 16 15, then alerts will automatically resolve it. So like that. So let's wait for it. See here, alert is got triggered, and now because the assertion is being failed, so now you got this alert. I might have received an alert email, so that is there. And see here, all this detail, all the region is being failed from different things. So this is a synthetic. All of you understood this? You can declare the incident here, decide this and declare the incident, and So guys, any questions, any doubts?
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, if you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist of 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc. Kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to 100s of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership. Enjoy.